Oh, dead skunk in the middle of the road. Bikes, badass tunes, and the motovlog community, which I love. Here it is. Salute to you. Hey, welcome back to the Motovlogging Virginia channel. Just sitting out in my driveway like a big old dummy, man. Trying to make content for my YouTubers. Yeah. I've got a freaking fantastic community out there. Thank you, UPS man. Maybe he'll stop here. He's driving, got a bun anyway. Growing up, I'd have never wore a bun in high school, man. Imagine the ass whooping you'd have got in 1982. Yeah, that's what I would have got. So, we got over here, we got Cheap Trick. I was probably in 8th or 9th grade when I first got that album. Probably 78 or so. This was the big one here that I really loved. When I got Judas Priest, skyrocketed, sent to heaven. Van Halen, you never heard nothing like it in your life before. What else we got over here? We got Ozzy. And the infamous Crazy Train. There was nothing better. Except Judas Priest, maybe. ACDC. Nothing better than ACDC. Aerosmith. Not the best album here. But if you're an Aerosmith fan, you're going to love them all. And it's what I have left for records. I got a ton of them in the house, but the ones that I'd mentioned on the video anyway. So, love you guys. We'll see you soon. Oh, dead skunk in the middle of the road. Another dead possum. Oh no, that's a kitty cat. That sucks. And people not responsible for their domesticated animals. Well, they're not. They're domesticated and were left to be wild. They just didn't grow up wild. Wonder if you can fix a wild cat if they ever get tamish after that. Things I don't know. So yeah, welcome back to the Motovlogging Virginia channel. Woo! I've been talking to my friend Sick Bastard here. He's going for a second trip to the Sphere in Las Vegas to see the Grateful Dead. Man, the first Grateful Dead album I bought after I started listening to things like, I joined the Columbia Records house back in the 70s, if y'all remember that. That hung around for a while. You buy 10 albums for like 1 penny, and you just sign up for buying them for once a month after that. I forgot how it worked, but yeah, I got Saturday Night Fever and Grease because I really didn't know what to get. You know, that was some of my albums I got, and I really wasn't exposed to any music other than what was on the radio. I wasn't hanging out with friends, riding around in cars, finding out what the cool music was, until one day I did that. Grease and Saturday Night Fever were hardly ever listened to again. I was on to Nazareth and Toys in the Attic. Aerosmith, yeah. And then I got all the Aerosmith albums because I liked it so much. Had somebody hot on my tail, kind of, so disrupts my wonderful vlogging. I don't even remember. Oh, and so I couldn't, like, find out what all the great similar artists were and if I would like their kind of music. So I kind of had to go by album covers and what they look like and what the people look like, and I saw the one called Grateful Dead, Shakedown Street, and it kind of had a you know, they got skulls and cool looking stuff on there, and they got Dead in the name of the band, so that has to be hard rock, and that's what I was into. Called Trump Movers. Okay. Interesting. as soon as I listened to the Grateful Dead and I heard the type of music and stuff, I was immediately disappointed. Didn't have the gritty, distorted Aerosmith guitar sound. I mean, I tried to listen to it a few times to see, you know, what it was about and whatever. I didn't find it being like anything terrible. I just at what was I, 8th grade, I was not, and Van Halen was just about to come out too, so you had bands like that. It's like, yeah, that's my kind of stuff. I found out I liked Ted Nugent, Cheap Trick, you know, stuff like that. I think I even tried some REO Speedwagon. That was later on down the road. That was okay, but too much piano. I love the guitar work. Gary Richrath. Can't think of a whole lot of different bands until I'm about a year after the Aerosmiths. I was just so stuck on Aerosmith I didn't even care about a whole lot. But when I moved to the new school into 10th grade, Battle Lake, Minnesota, yeah, I was learning about new bands and whatever. Got an accident here. Thanks. Oh, we're going over the new bridge. And yeah, ACDC got introduced to me while I was there a little later in life, man. It was not very popular. Highway to Hell came out. Somebody told me, oh, just some punk band or whatever. I knew I didn't really like punk because I'd heard the Clash and all that. And it was like, I mean, it's okay, but it wasn't like something I'd want to jam to. I'd listen to it every now and then. But I was pretty set in one style that I really liked. And that's what gave me the shivers and the goosebumps and the heck yeah. I want to enjoy this with friends, and that was the stuff. So yeah, then Judas Priest, a girl brought me, I think, maybe one album, or she might have brought me the whole collection, because her friend slash boyfriend, I don't know what he was really, but all I knew was I liked her. I didn't want to know about no other boyfriend. He was like a couple years older too. He was like senior already. Anyway, she got his albums and passed them on to me. And back then you took albums and you recorded them on your cassette. I had a Hitachi D55S. I still remember it. And some sort of Kenwood amplifier. Something, I think it was 40 watts per side, and some acoustic research tower speakers. They only had the 8 or 10 inch cones. I don't remember that either. They weren't very big, but they had dual bass cones, so I thought those were super cool. Yeah, and dual, that was the type of wasn't a direct drive, but that was the type of turntable I had with a Shure or an Empire, I think, stylus. Yeah, man, you had to know a lot of stuff and get the hookups with the right music equipment. Remember, they had cool stuff like a reverberator that you could hook up with your, you know, home stereo EQ, and pretty nifty stuff. It was back when stereos and stuff was fun, to kind of use components and put your stuff together. So I recorded who knows how many Judas Priest albums. They had quite a few out. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to Unleashed in the East, I believe. I don't know if anything came out after that before. Probably Stained Class, yeah. No, that came out afterwards because Stained Class was on Unleashed in the East. That's what I would say. And then British Steel. Well, I went out and bought that one, I think, on my own. I can't remember if I got that first or second. I think I got it first and just didn't know about all the other albums is what it was. And yeah, so I got all them other ones on tape and recorded them. And I know I loved British Steel. It was, you know, just a perfect mixture of cool lyrics, metal sounds, had some pep to it. And it was probably one of my favorite. And I really grew to really like Stained Class, because they had a lot of back-to-back great jams on there. Some of the other albums had some cool stuff on it for sure. Dissident Aggressor was interesting, and then The Sinner, and yeah, I'm going on, but it was a great musical experience as a kid, listening to some of that stuff for the first time, hearing Iron Man. Like, that was already old when I was hearing that. That was early 70s. I was already into probably 1980, so it was close to what, 8-10 years old. And when you're, you know, 16, 17 years old, that's old. You're like, geez. But it didn't bother me. I really liked it. Alice Cooper, School's Out. Mr. G. Yeah, just reflecting on my music years. You know, Ted Nugent was awesome. You can throw down to that pretty well. Like, I really liked Scream Dream, because it was just so catchy and edgy. And I mean, the stuff off of Double Live Gonzo was cool, but that was more like a instrumental, more different, wasn't as poppy to my ear, you know, and so I wasn't appreciating that as much. I had a certain sound I listened for, that's for sure. I got my mom's albums, learned about Led Zeppelin, yay. Oh, she had lots of good stuff. Uriah Heep, Jimi Hendrix, Iron Butterfly, and there's a lot of stuff in there I didn't like. Country too, and you know, like Cash. I wasn't listening to no Johnny Cash back in the day. That just became trendy somehow later on. All right, we're about ready to get my exit up here, get off this madhouse interstate. Few more seconds, we'll be making that turn. That's why I was never a singer or a writer. I couldn't imagine nothing. So watch for the puller out of here. It's the one we had the standoff yesterday. I stop right here if they start inching out. And I go by that one slow. For some reason, they just like to plaster on through. Army vehicles. Their convoy got split up. Oh, they're going to take the yellows and the reds. They ain't waiting for their buds no matter what back there. No man left behind, except for today. It's not a war zone today. Hey, but it's a good practice. You know, it's always in your brain. Do it all the time. Man, I tell you, these rides seem real short, but when I get it on film and I have to scrub through them, all these areas seem like, gosh, these take forever. Just like cut, snip.
Show you just a little bit of all these cuts that I have to do when I edit something. I just got more memory and RAM for my computer here, so we're looking a whole lot better. But yeah, this is kind of changes the size of what you look at for all your little clips that you've made. This is the very beginning over here, and
dead skunk in the middle of the road.
Okay, that's your beginning. Added soundtracks, added pictures up on top there. You see the little photo there, that's sick. Here's some other photos you can grab and stick in there. And each one of these little sections here have what they call transitions. You can make them transition any way you want. These things right here. And you can pull them, make the transition even bigger, or keep it the normal size. Just kind of how much it'll grab from the previous clip and blend. That's all. So anyway, enough of that. But those are all the clips.
Yeah. If I could just shut up through sections of these, doing my talking all at once. I can't do that. I wouldn't have to snip and cut so much. I got a nightmare of a tattoo to do. A nightmare before Christmas. That's the ink cap. Brandon from Rocksteady Tattoo does great traditional work, like everybody does in this shop. Just amazing. I can do some traditional too. I just don't get it very much. Everybody gives me the kind of the stuff they don't want to do, especially if it's kind of realism or something related, or look like everybody is on and happy. That's a rarity that everybody is on and happy. Hope you guys are on and happy, as I'm out of here. Peace be with you.